Hey everybody, I'm Veronica.
I'm Tim.
And we are
Cracked Clay.
Cracked
We're
Clay.
messed up. You know, speaking of Mother's Day, what is one of the hardest things my wife makes me swallow?
What is that?
On Mother's Day, one of the hardest things my wife makes me swallow.
What?
The fact that she's always right.
That's right. And the faster you men learn that, the happier you husbands will be.
It's not right. Happy Mother's Day to everybody.
No, seriously, you know what? Can I tell you? You say that in jest, but I used to work with a psychiatrist way back a long time ago when I was pregnant with Chance.
Wow,
he was 22. Nice. Thank you.
Happy Mother's Day.
And he would tell his patients, his male patients, just listen to your wife. She's always right. Very reputable psychiatrist.
And
yes.
We're trying to help couples here. Okay.
Well, just listen to your wife. She's always right.
This is a ministry for couples.
Listen to your wife. She's always right.
What's the problem? What's the problem that God sent his son Jesus down the cross for? Where did that problem come from? And what is the problem? What's the problem that Jesus came to fix? Well, let's go to Genesis. Watch this, guys, real quick. Genesis 3:8 and 10. Oh, just lost. Hang on. 3, 8, and 10. You guys with me? Mm-hmm. This is awesome. They heard the sound. Remember, Jesus told you can eat of any tree except for that one tree. Mm-hmm. After he ate the tree, they had this awesome relationship with Jesus. Just talking all the time. Just awesome relationship of the Creator and man. And then 3, 8, and 10. They heard the sound of the Lord God walk in the garden in the cool of the day, and the man and his wife hid themselves from the presence of the Lord God among the greens of the garden. Where are you? Adam said, I heard the sound of you in the garden, and I was afraid, so I ran. We never did that before. Why did Adam run away from his Creator? This person he has this great relationship with. You know, my wife and I, we love doing drama. One of our best skits that people just love is one on Adam and Eve. And before sin, how lovey-dovey just so. After sin, we're just into each other, tearing each other apart, really mad at each other. But that's where the sin came in. It all started with Adam and Eve sinned. Okay, so during the whole thing, Jesus as a temporary sacrifice or an offering, we had to sacrifice something perfect or a precious lamb or goat. That's why later on God would killed some animals and used those skin to cover up Adam and Eve after they sinned. That's where the problem began. And then we go to Ephesians 2:1, sweetheart. Listen to this. Ephesians 2:1, my love.
Ephesians 2:1.
It broke. They had an intimate relationship with Jesus. All of a sudden it broke. Why would some Adam all of a sudden go, I was running from you. Listen to this, Ephesians.
And you were dead in your trespasses and sins.
Okay, go ahead.
In which you formerly walked according to the course of this world, according to the prince of the power of the air of the spirit that is now working in the sons of disobedience.
Right. So Jesus had to restore that relationship. You know, he told Adam, you'll surely die. Adam lived 968 years. I should die like that. But spiritually, the relationship was broke. It was no more. It was no more. So Jesus eventually, in the New Testament, he became the sacrificial lamb or the Passover lamb that comes to take away the sins of the world. When John the Baptist saw him come, he says, look, the Passover lamb. We think about the Passover lamb. The Hebrews were in Egypt, remember? And the death angel was going to come and kill every firstborn. But Jesus says, if you kill innocent lamb and wipe that blood on the doorpost, and the death angel comes by, he will not kill your first son. You got to hide behind the blood. And that's what the Old Testament is all about. They always had to have a sacrifice. Everywhere they go, they had to make an altar and make a sacrifice. Abel brought a sacrifice of a lamb. God loved it. He accepted it. Cain, he brought the best effort of human man, what they can do. He rejected it. That's the only way to get to heaven is through the blood. We are saved by the blood. So my question to you today, are you hidden behind the blood? Are you covered in blood? Because that's the only way you can get to heaven. I just want to tell you guys that. That's the dilemma we're in. That's what started it. That's what Jesus came to fix. My love.
Thank you, darling.
Go ahead,
And so
baby.
I'm going to talk a little about the marriage, the book that we're going through, if you only knew. And so last week we talked about how people, women just don't feel like they're important to their husbands. And husbands, if you have been living that way and putting your wife at the bottom of your priority list, I mean, it could take years to fix that if it's been happening for years. It could take a while for her to trust you. And we talked about the first way to proving it is to listen without justification. And another thing that we have to do is men have to do is to be quick to admit their errors when they're wrong. And some people think of that as weakness, but it's not weakness. Think about when you've been wronged,
That's
how
a
much
strength,
more you
right.
respect the person coming back to you and admitting that they were wrong. And then another way to do it, the third thing is to be patient, that men have to do. You have to be patient when she's reluctant to believe that you changed. Remember, she's lost respect for you at this point if things are really bad, and that didn't happen overnight. So it's going to be, Rod tags us, my Sunday church. Good to hear. Hey, Rod, it's been so long.
I love you, buddy.
Well, good to see
In
you,
Jesus'
Rod.
name. Thanks for your unashamed gospel.
So
Gospel of Christ.
If she's lost respect for you, it didn't happen overnight, and it's going to take a while for you to earn it back. But why does that happen? Why does a man start to treat his wife like she's less important?
I think sometimes when they think they got the woman they wanted, they're married. Okay, the pursuit is over.
The conquest.
So does that mean we stopped being what we were when we were courting her and pursuing her and going after her? Should we still keep pursuing you?
Yes.
Is that something a woman really, really likes?
Yes, we still want to be pursued.
Okay.
And my husband is great about that. Absolutely. So men have this, they're like natural born hunters, and so they are on this conquest for this woman, and they remain curious, and then they get her, and they think they can coast now and move on to the next conquest. I don't mean another woman, but golf or their employment.
Fishing,
now they need to make a home for her. They need to provide for her and the family, but they forget to pursue her while they're providing for her and the family.
So she has to be number one, guys. She has to realize that she is by far number one in your life after Jesus. Mm-hmm. God first, and then your wife second. If she doesn't know that, it's going to be heartache. If she knows that, then she'll encourage you to do your other passions. She'll encourage you. If she knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that she's number one in her life.
If she's feeling secure and you've made her feel like secure in your marriage, and she knows you're meeting all of her needs, and she knows that she is the most important to you other than God, then absolutely she will encourage you, because she won't be feel threatened by those other pursuits.
Right.
And those other hobbies are a threat to her when you're putting them before her. Right. But if you're putting her first and she has that security, then she will encourage you to do other things because you've made her feel treasured.
Absolutely. So above everybody, you got to put her number one in your life and just treasure her. Don't stop pursuing her. Get to know her. Okay? And that's why it's so important to spend time. We had a date last night and we enjoyed it. And today it was just her and her two kids. I just took pictures of them, her and her kids on Mother's Day. I just celebrated with them. And I just wanted them to really make memories with their beautiful mom. And it was a fun time.
We had a great time. We went to Smith Mountain Lake, but we had a great day at church. I'll be posting pictures because he took lots of them today. But I just want to talk about Mother's Day for a minute. Right. You know, Mother's Day, I know for some people is not such a happy time because some people, their mothers have gone to be with Jesus or passed on, and it's a sad day, and some people want to be mothers and they can't, and they are not able to have a child, and then that makes it sad for them too. And so I just want to encourage all of you, whether your if your mother has passed on, just to be grateful. Look for the gratitude. Look for the great. I start every day with gratitude. I look for every day. I gratitude journal every morning about what I'm grateful for. And some days it's harder than others. I have a lot to be grateful for in my life, but I didn't always. I have overcome a lot of things in my earlier years, and in spite of all that, I look always for the silver lining. I'm the optimist. I look for the silver lining. So I just want to encourage you to be grateful that you had a mom who loved you, or if you had problems with your mother, that you had, I'm sure, mother figures in your life. I know I was so grateful because I didn't just get blessed with one mother. I have 3 mothers, right? And then I have lots of, because I'm adopted, so I have my biological mother, who was my first mother, who gave me life, and I got to know her later in life, and I'm very grateful to have been able to have that time with her later in life, and till she passed away a couple years ago. And then I have my adopted mother who raised me and is my mother, and she's still around. She's still with us, thankfully. We saw her yesterday in Richmond. The kids and I went to Richmond and saw her. And then I have my stepmother, who my parents were divorced when I was 3, and my stepmother is an incredible, inspirational person and has had a huge impact in my life. But I've also had friends' mothers who've had an impact in my life, and so many women have come around me in my life to influence me and impact me. So women, even if you can't, if you you're welcome, Pratt. Thanks for hanging out with us today. But ladies, if you can't have children, I just want to encourage you, and I know I can't possibly know the full extent of the pain that you have, because I don't have that. That's not my issue that I have. I have lots of issues, but that's not one of them. But just know that, just encourage that there are so many women and girls and boys out there that you can encourage and you can mother in your own way and nurture. And so I'm so grateful that I have been blessed with so many mothers in my life and so many women who have come alongside me in life. And I'm so grateful that I have been able to have my own children. But even beyond my children, I adopt children along the way. So I just love kids, and want to encourage everybody. So have a great day.
I'm Rebecca's kid. I've never seen a Mother's Day sale. Anybody seen a Mother's Day sale? Does that mean they're priceless? Mother's Day, I've never seen one. I know she is. Happy Mother's Day. Happy Mother's Day, honey.
Thank you, sweetheart. Happy Mother's Day, everybody. Let us know if you have any prayer requests, and if there's any way we can pray for you. All right?
Live for Jesus.
All right. Have a great day. Have a great week. We'll see you next week.